Children, did you know some rules are made not to scare you, but simply to save you? Sheila learned that the hard way. Listen carefully, for the night listens too. And water? Well, water remembers everything. Sheila was 15 that summer. She had wild hair that never stayed in place, and a laugh that sounded like it could shake windows. She was curious. Oh, so curious. One evening she said she wanted to go swimming at the lake with her friends at night. Her grandmother, rocking gently in her old chair, said, "Water is acid at night. It thins your skin. You don't want to bear it." Her voice was soft, but her eyes were sharp, like she had seen too many nights. Her mother folded her arms and added, "Night, moon, and water. It all connects you to a world of those drowned. Those living there believe in the more the merrier." Her aunt, who never raised her voice but had a way of looking right through her, said, "At night, water isn't for humans. You're placing yourself on the dinner plate of someone you don't want to know." Sheila rolled her eyes. "Gosh, you all sound like old stories. It's just a swim. I promise I'll be careful. Please?" They argued for hours. Words were exchanged, voices were raised, pleas were made. Ultimately, Sheena was grounded. People often forget jumping out the window is always an option. And Sheena took that option. It was her last summer. She wanted to make good memories. Her mind was already racing with plans. She didn't care about any warnings or any rules. Later, when the house was quiet, Sheila slipped out. The summer breeze carried a strange sense of peace and freedom. Honeysuckles released their soft, airy aroma into the air. Tree canopies swayed, their leaves whispering against one another. The moon hung low, round and silver, reflecting over the lake. The fragrance of wet earth drew the whole group closer. The water looked calm. The silence pressed against their ears, broken only by soft whispers of leaves and distant frogs. Sheila's friends, Missy, Georgie, Alan, and Betty, took no time to change into their bathing suits. They laughed, splashing water at each other, diving waist deep into the lake. Sheila laughed too. She waded in, enough to wet her ankles, feeling the cool night water on her skin. Something deep inside her still wanted to respect the wishes of the old ladies back home. The group's giggles were broken suddenly. Alan's scream cut through the night, sharp and high, echoing over the still lake. In the dim silver light, they saw his skin turning red, darkening fast, like it was boiling. Betty splashed toward him. "Alan!" But when she grabbed his arm, Her hand slipped. What she caught wasn't skin anymore, just wet, soft pieces that drifted in water with a faint plop. Alan's muscle was exposed, shining pale and raw. Sheila started crying, her voice shaky. Pull him out! Pull him out! They tried, but Alan pulled back instead. He twisted away from them, dragging himself deeper into the black water. His breath came in ragged rasps. Every splash sounded wrong. Too heavy, too fast. Betty followed him without thinking. She reached for him, then froze. A soft hiss rose from her skin. She looked down and saw tiny scratches appearing across her arms, thin, red, stinging lines. Her skin looked stretched, almost transparent under the moonlight. It burns! Georgie was already on the shore, stumbling on the wet mud, shouting for help in the dark and searching for cell phone signal. His voice echoed back empty. Sheila, though, stood at the edge of the lake, her ankles still shimmering under the moonlight. Whatever it was hadn't touched her yet. Her grandma's words started chiming in her ears. Water is acid at night. The words rang inside her, louder than the screams, louder than splashes, and louder than Georgie, begging for someone to pick up the phone. Without any further thought, he told Sheila that he is going to go get help, and simply disappeared. Alan was long gone, and Sheila's mind couldn't understand what her eyes were seeing. Sheila turned toward Betty. Before she could speak, something pulled Betty from underneath. A sharp splash. Then the ripples swallowed her hand, her shoulders, her face, and she was gone. Just like that, Sheila stood alone in the dark. No friends, no voices. She felt something break inside her. The night was no longer a place she understood. The cricket began their slow, steady song, soft chirp rising and falling like the rhythm of something watching. Sheila's chest tightened. She tried to breathe, but nothing ever felt this laboring. She took a small step back. The water answered with a loud slap, far too loud for such a tiny movement. The sound bounced across the lake, echoing, then fading into the deep, hollow silence. Something brushed past her foot, cold, smooth, alive. Sheila jerked back, shivering. Georgie. Her voice cracked. No answer, no footsteps on the mud, no crying. The lake held everything now. Her heart thumped in the deafening silence. A series of shadows moved under the surface, shapes that shouldn't be there. Whispers, soft and twisted, calling her name. But her legs were glued in. The lake was alive. It wanted company. It wanted her. She tried to run, falling face first to the ground, mud all over her. She tried to climb out, but the water didn't let her go. It wrapped around her waist, tugging at her legs, thick and heavy, almost like fingers holding her in a place. The moonlight shifted on the surface. The reflection bent. Faces began to appear under the water, pale, drifting, eyes open. For a moment, Sheila thought she saw Missy. A blur of hair, a cheek, a hand rising as if asking for help. Her mother's warning echoed inside her ears. Night, moon, water. They connect you to the drowning world. Now she felt it. The pull, the cold suction of something below. Missy had drowned quietly, while they were busy screaming. None of them saw her go under. Sheila felt bile burn in her throat. The lake had taken one of her friends quietly, and she didn't even know. All because she was too stubborn to listen to her grandma. Children, remember, drowning in grief can harm you faster than drowning in water. The drowning world had found its way in. The more the merrier was here to claim them. She once again tussled with the water, trying to leave. Missy's head popped up on the surface afar. Her eyes were milky, her grin too wide. The lake reflected in eerie green. Suddenly, Missy splashed at Sheila, fast, aggressive, with a speed that wasn't ordinary. Sheila screamed and cried and begged, but nothing helped until ripped through the woods. Long, deep, wrong. Sheila's head jerked toward the wood. Everything had gone silent. The crickets, the frogs, even the leaves were hiding under bigger leaves. When she looked back, Missy was gone. Sheila glanced down at her ankle. Nothing circled her anymore. But the water, it was thickening. Little lumps rose and sank. Its temperature kept rising. Her aunt's warning stuck in her ear like a slap. At night, the water isn't for humans. You're on a dinner plate. Oh, no. Georgie stepped out of the woods. Or what used to be Georgie. His spine was arched in strange places, his shoulders jutting like broken wings. His skin looked damp, stretched too thin. His mouth hung open, and his teeth were longer and sharper, clicking softly as he breathed. His hair dripped with lake water, even though he had been out of it for a while. His eyes were swollen, yellow, glowing from the inside like lanterns, hungry for oil. Something inside those eyes knew her, and something else wanted her. He stared at Sheila with a thirst that wasn't human. And then another pair of yellow eyes lit behind him. Then another, and another. One by one, the woods began to glow. Dozens of eyes opening between the trees, watching her, waiting. Georgie wasn't alone. And now, neither was she. The next morning, her grandma, Ma, and her aunt sat quietly at their porch. The lake down the hill shimmered in the sun, calm and empty. Unaware of their child's absence, her aunt finally said softly, "It ate early tonight." Her grandmother sipped her tea, nodding, and said nothing. Children, remember this. Rules are not always made to frighten you. Sometimes they are the only things between you and the night. Never bare your skin to the night water. The lake takes more than it gives. And once it touches you, it might not let go.